In this video, we're going to discuss 10 things you need to consider saying no to as a seller. The first thing that you need to consider saying no to is overpricing your home. A lot of agents will come in and give you an inflated price to list your property and just to win that listing over other agents. I always say overpriced listings will always sell the competition. You want to get this right from the beginning. It's really critical in the first 2 to 3 weeks to have the right price. You want a price to generate offers. If your property sits on the market for a long period of time, buyers will consider that maybe something's wrong with that property, and it's obvious that they have rejected the price if you're not under contract. So pricing it right from the beginning is so crucial in this market today. If we haven't met, my name is Fred Monks and I'm with MCGRAW Realtors here in Hot Springs Village. And I bring to you videos on how to sell your home in today's real estate market for top dollar. So if you would, please like and subscribe to the channel. And let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is going to be saying no to agents who take photos with their cell phone. The cell phones nowadays take wonderful pictures, but they are no match for a professional photographer. You want crisp photos that go on the internet. Most buyers are looking online before they even call an agent to go see a property. So if you have crisp photos online, this will get you more views and a sooner offer. And then also, weak photos reduce perceived value. So no, you've got to have professional photographs. Number 3 is saying no to showing your home if it's cluttered or dirty. Buyers judge quickly, and we want to be able to have them go into your home and not see distractions. And a dirty, cluttered home is a distraction. Clutter makes rooms look smaller, and buyers assume that it's poorly maintained. So first impressions drive offers. Number 4 is saying no to buyers without a pre-approval letter. Financing failures are the number 1 reason why real estate transactions fall apart. And a pre-approval confirms the real purchasing power of that buyer and their seriousness to buy your home. Number 5, you want to say no to transactions that come in asking for personal items in your home to convey with the property. You always want to keep these separate. There's real property and then there's personal property. Most brokerages will have a form to fill out for non-realty items or personal items such as appliances, washer dryers, or maybe furniture in the property. You always want to keep this separate. It's always a good idea prior to listing your property, if you are going to want to part with furniture or items such as appliances, washer dryer, refrigerators, to have those ready and have a list. Maybe you're going to sell them, maybe something may convey with a proper offer, but either way, you want to have a list of these things and ready and know what you want to part with. Do not be caught off guard when an offer comes in and maybe they want everything in the house. It just depends on the type of offer that comes in, and it needs to always be in a separate form outside of the real estate contract. The number 6 thing to say no to is high pressure negotiations. Either a buyer or a buyer's agent rushing you to make a decision. You always say no to that. You want to stick to your strategy because your goal is to get top dollar for your property in the least amount of time, but you also want to be able to think through the transaction with your listing agent to make a good decision. So always say no to rushed negotiations. Moving on to number 7. Say no to excessive repair demands from a buyer. Home inspections are for finding major issues with the property. Perhaps it's a safety issue or an insurability issue. These would be things that you would have to consider repairing so the buyer can get a loan, such as a roof. It needs to be an insurable roof for the buyer to be able to have insurance issued and for the loan to go through to escrow. So these are things that you might think about when moving forward with repairs. You may even consider giving the buyer a credit in lieu of some of the repairs that they're requesting. This way they can get their own contractor. You're not responsible for fixing all these things and then them having to approve it. This would be the better way moving forward. All right, moving on to number 8 is saying no to unrealistic timelines when it comes to either an early close or a closing that's pushed off. An early close will only put pressure on you, so that would be something that you would want to say no to. And realistically, pushing a closing out past the 30 to 45 day mark is definitely a risk. So these are some things that you want to consider saying no to. You want to stick with your timeline. The number 9 thing to consider saying no to are transactions or offers on your property that are contingent. Either contingent on that buyer selling their home or contingency on that buyer receiving proceeds on their property. So those are some things to consider. I would absolutely say no to a buyer that is having to sell their home and it's not even under contract. We see that a lot where maybe they want to come in and they want to put your house under contract and then they'll even put their house on the market. That's something definitely to say no to. There's too many active buyers out there now that do not have to put an offer out with a contingency. The only one I would consider is a contingency on proceeds. If they're already under contract, they're waiting to go to escrow to receive their proceeds to purchase your property. But even in that case, I would want to see that buyer's pre-qualification letter and what kind of conditions they have on it, and just see that it's going to be something that would close. That would be the only way I would consider a contingency. So the number 10 thing to say no to is your emotions when you're negotiating. This is a business transaction, and sometimes your emotions try to get pulled into it, but you really need to understand that the emotions can lead to poor decision making, and your focus needs to be on your net proceeds and what that contract's strength is. And so leaving your emotions out is always a good decision when you're doing a real estate transaction. And I know it can be a time of stress, but always remember, it is a business transaction. You want to work through your real estate agent to be able to have a successful transaction. All right, now for the bonus. Many sellers forget this, but saying no to being difficult with showings. You want to keep your showing schedule open as possible. The limited showings availability can kill deals. Why it matters really, buyers are out sometimes to see 5 to 10 properties a day, and if they can't see your property, they may buy something else. So as much as possible, you want to keep your showing schedule open for buyers to come and see your property. So hopefully all these tips are helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the comment section below. I'll have my information if you want to reach out to me with additional questions you may have, or you're thinking about putting your property on the market. We can have a discussion about that. Love to visit with you. And again, this is Fred Monks with MCGRAW Realtors here in Hot Springs Village. Thanks for watching to the end.